OKRs follow a defined and repeatable cycle. At the simplest level, the cycle looks like this. You set OKRs, figure out how to align them with others, and then do the work that's needed to achieve them. And when we reach the end of a cycle, the OKRs are graded. And grading OKRs is a chance to reflect on your accomplishments and consider what might be done differently the next time around. And low scores really force you to reassess things, and high scores provide empirical proof that you're on the right path. Now, if you're using OKR software, the scores may be system generated for you, but if you're not, you'll have to do some math. No matter how you calculate your score, it's good to understand the meaning behind the numbers and where they come from. The Andy Grove method of grading OKRs is a simple yes or no approach. And to see it in action, let's check out this example. Now imagine that you're a product manager. Your OKR might look something like this for a quarter. So your objective might be to successfully launch version 3 of a product, and your key results might be to get product reviews on 15 publications and to improve your sign up to trial ratio to 25% and to get your trial to paid ratio to plus 50%. So at the end of the cycle, here's how you could come up with a score. Let's say that the first and third key results are the only ones you completed. So you would say yes to the first one, and then no to the second one, and yes to the final one. And that simple yes-no approach is what we call the Andy Grove way of scoring. But we can take a slightly more advanced approach where we can put our score on a scale. So to do that, let's create a scale where 0 equals failure and 1 means that the objective was completely achieved. And within these metrics, each individual key result is graded and averaged to score the objective. The scale looks like this. 0 to 0.3 is red, and that means that we failed to make any real progress. 0.4 to 0.6, which is a yellow, would mean that we made progress, but we fell short of completing our goal. And 0.7 to 1 is a green, which means that we delivered. So let's say that for the first key result of get 15 product reviews, we achieved a 10 out of 15. That is, we managed to get 10 publication reviews. So that would give us a score of 10 over 15, which is 0.7 and a borderline green. And for a sign up to trial ratio, let's say that we managed to increase it by 15%. So we would score that as a 15 over 25, which was our target. And that would give us a 0.6, which would be an incomplete score. And then for the trial to paid ratio, let's say that we actually managed to hit our 50% target. So that would be 50 over 50, which would be 1, and that is a perfect score. So to get the overall score for the OKR, we would simply take an average of the key result scores, which in this case would be an 80% or a raw score of 0.8, a good passing grade. It is worthwhile noting though that to successfully evaluate an OKR, you have to look beyond just the numbers and also look at some of the context. And when analyzing OKR performance, objective data should also be looked at subjectively, because for any goal there may be extenuating circumstances. For example, let's say that for your first key result we only got 1 publication out of the 15, but the 1 is a really highly sought after publication, such as a cover page on the Wired magazine. In that case, your raw score for the key result would be 0.1, but you might give yourself a 0.7 because you were able to get that highly coveted coverage that everyone else was after. And one final thing worth noting is that you want to see variations in your key results. As stated earlier, 70% is a good score, but if you're seeing that everything is scoring at 100% or 30%, then that kind of homogeneous scoring would mean that something is wrong. And it may mean that you need to rethink how you set your stretch goals or completely re-examine how you do OKRs. And that brings us to the end of this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll check out some examples of good OKRs. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.